Welcome back, everyone. It is Sunday sit-down time, and guys, we got a Sunday sit-down debut this week. It's Calum McAndrew, the Mizzou Athletics beat writer for the Columbia Daily Tribune. Calum, thank you for taking some time to join us tonight on this busy Labor Day weekend. Doesn't it feel kind of surreal that the new Mizzou football season has already kicked off?
No, I was thinking that just as I was walking into the stadium yesterday. It is so good to have college football back. It's been a barren summer, so yeah, flew right in through fall camp. So happy it's back.
Absolutely. You know, it was kind of a rout from start to finish on Thursday for the Tigers there. You know, what was just kind of your first impressions of this 2024 Tiger team?
One of the main things I was looking at was just how the defense would get off to its start, with Corey Batoon obviously in at the helm now, and I think it's A-pluses all around on that front. I mean, to get the fourth down stop on the fourth play of the season was a great way to kick off his tenure calling plays. To get a pick on the very next play, a pick six from Toriano Pride. I think they were pretty strong in all three phases. I really liked the look of the linebackers, specifically Corey Flagg. I thought the Miami transfer had a really good game, showed really good athleticism and speed. I liked what I saw from Toriano Pride and Nicholas DeLoach at cornerback. I thought they were solid, and most of the evening, apart from the pick, they were kind of out the picture, which is, as Eli Drinkwitz said, what you want from your defensive backs. And at the line of scrimmage, I was really impressed with what I saw from guys like Zion Young rushing the edge. Johnny Walker was solid while he was in the game. And to get all those young guys reps in the second half, that bodes well for the future. So impressive in all three phases on the defense. I think it's Murray State, sure. But I think that's really how you want to open your season. You
know, 21 points in less than 6 minutes. That was so many fireworks went off just right out of the gate for that Tiger offense. You know, what did you see from the way that the Tigers were executing on offense, especially like in those first, early in the first quarter?
Well, I saw my game story finished by the end of the first quarter, which was nice. So thankful for Missouri for making my opening night of the season nice and easy. I think the offense was very solid, if not dazzling. I think they really executed on all the plays that they had to execute on. I liked what I saw from Brady Cook in short yardage scenarios. I liked what the running game was looking like between Nate Noel and Marcus Carroll. They really look like they have a good sort of thunder and lightning situation going on there. Most importantly, though, and this is really what you want to see when you're playing a way overmatched FCS opponent, the O-line completely dominated. They were creating holes. They were keeping Brady Cook. He had all the time in the world in those first couple of quarters there to get some throws away, and you saw them take some deep shots, which he had the time to do and not quite connect. But we'll see if that improves throughout the season. But the O-line, especially Marcus Bryant and Armin Membu on the tackles, I thought they had excellent games. A couple of those go-to-go scenarios, the Marcus Carroll touchdown, the Brady Cook right at the end of the half there touchdown, they really managed to create some holes and really dominated for that full first half. That was what impressed me the most. That's really what you want to see in these kind of nothing games, these games that you expect to win. You want to see that level of performance from your big guys up front, and they executed.
You know, you talked about it a little bit. You know, this offseason there was a lot of talk about, replacing the talent and leadership that Cody Schrader brought to the team. You know, 3 different Tiger running backs all found the end zone on Thursday. Just who stood out to you the most in that group, and just what did you think about the talent that they bring to the table?
I liked what I see right from the gate from Nate Noel. He has excellent speed. He has really good acceleration. He showed some shiftiness. I don't think it was his best game by any means. I think that his average yardage will be better down the line. But I liked what his potential is there in this offense, in the outside zone that Mizzou likes to run. I really liked what he was showing there. And to have somebody like Marcus Carroll, I think he's 5'9", 220 pounds-ish, come in and he was inviting contact and he was winning. He was really good change of pace. If they want a big bruiser in there when defenses are getting a little bit tired, I think Marcus Carroll is going to be a really useful option for them down the line. Not going to overreact right now, first game of the season, but when you're talking about replacing the 1,600 yards on the ground that Cody Schrader had last season, to have 2 guys that are, at least through game 1, incredibly capable, I think that's a really good sign for where Mizzou's run game is at. I liked the differences between the two. I liked the performances from the two.
Absolutely. And something else that I thought was really big was just the fact that when Mizzou got up big, they were able to get all of their young guys a bunch of reps. You know, down the line, how beneficial do you think that's going to be for this team?
Massive on a couple fronts. It's great to get guys like Williams Nuneri and Kiwan Lacey, these big-time recruits. It's good to get them out there and get them under the lights, put them in front of a crowd, see how they do. You know, that's great experience. Even more so than that, I think just in the current landscape of college football, it's good to show these guys that, hey, you're part of our plans down the line. This is what it's going to be like in a couple of years if you stick around and develop with this team. This is going to be your field. I mean, Drinkwitz said after the game, there was, I think, the final defensive series of the game, they had Philip Rocher, a sophomore at safety, and 10 freshmen on the field. That's great. That's really, really good, and he was really, you know, complimentary of the development that they've made. That bodes well for the future. Get them these reps, and to say, hey, look, one day, maybe not right now, maybe not when we're playing Alabama and Tuscaloosa, maybe not when we're closing the season against Arkansas, but one day this is going to be your field, and I think that's really important for future years and future Missouri teams.
You know, heading into week 2, Eli kind of talked a little bit about it post-game. The challenge now kind of becomes not letting that fast start from this week, you know, turn into a slow start against Buffalo. You know, what are some of the areas where you still want to see a little bit of growth from the Tigers?
Again, Buffalo, my main focus is going to be on what the Lions are doing. I think, you know, if you can continue to see that explosiveness, that domination from the O-line, if you can get Johnny Walker more involved, if you can get Zion Young off the edge and really creating some havoc in the backfield, that's really, I don't think they can afford to let up on that front, and I think that's really where you want to see Mizzou stay consistent throughout the season, especially against these you know, lesser ranked opponents. I think that the biggest area for improvement on the offense that I want to see, because it's really hard to criticize what the defense did last night, I'd like to see Brady Cook hit on some more deep balls. Like I say, I thought he was incredibly consistent. He made all the plays he needed to make. He showed off his legs again. He even slid, which was that was a huge surprise. It's usually head first with him. But you know, Marquise Johnson got open a couple of times there. They had guys available for them downfield, and he missed on a couple of those deep balls. That's probably just some first game rustiness, but further down the line when you get into the cauldron of the SEC, I think it's going to be important that they connect on some of those game-changing plays, those explosive plays.
You know, if Thursday's game is any indication on how this season is going to go, it's sure going to be a fun one.
Sure.
So, you know, I'm really excited for what the season brings, and this was a lot of fun. We're going to have you on the show again soon.
Please, I would love to. Thank you for having me.
Awesome. Thank you so much again for joining us tonight. And for the rest of you guys, we'll be right back after the break.